Everything was on fire.
Fire literally was right here.
It just got too hot and too crazy.
There are dozens of people still unaccounted for.
We don't know what the future holds.
I didn't see a fire truck come down my street the whole night.
You feel exhausted.
How did 20 of our neighbors die in their homes?
No water in the truck.
No water in the hydrants.
The damn power company shouldn't have set the freaking mountain on fire.
Make no mistake, this is a battle for the heart and soul of Altadena.
It's a good house.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Homeward. We're picking up where we left off in our last video here at the Eaton Canyon Gate. In today's video, we're gonna walk across Altadena. It's been 8 months since the fire, and we're gonna visit with our friends and neighbors to see how they've been dealing with life after the fire. This is the last video we're gonna do that's entirely dedicated to the fire and its aftermath. Moving forward, we want Homeward to focus on the positive and uplifting things that are happening here in Altadena, about the rebuild and the recovery, because ultimately that's what this channel is about. Thanks so much for watching, and welcome to Homeward. Right now we're headed to Bindiya's house. I know Bindiya through my kid's school, and she lives about as close as you can get to the mountain. Her house surprisingly made it through the fire, but she's been going through a lot of renovation and remediation to try to get her house back to living status. Hi, Bindiya.
Hi. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Surviving.
Surviving.
Surviving,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I'd love to go in the backyard and take a look around.
Let's do it.
What's it been like since the fire for you and your family?
It's a sense of loss, feeling almost homeless, displaced, a sense of guilt. Like I feel like every time I feel bad for us, I also feel like, oh my God, but I shouldn't. There are people who've lost home. Our home is at least standing. But the reality hits in very quickly. You know, home values are down. We can't sell the house without making tremendous loss. As the time has progressed, the feelings have become deeper. And today, I honestly feel we have no anchor. We don't know what coming back would look like.
It smells smoky in there.
Yeah. My daughter Bhumika has been taking it well, but you know, she did express feelings as a 9-year-old of being a victim. Every now and then she comes back and says, I miss the house, I miss my home.
These places were just ripped from them overnight.
Yeah.
Like literally,
Yeah.
your home was just taken away from you overnight. And for adults, it's like, it's another way to process it. But for children, I think it's especially hard to understand.
Yeah.
This is the closest house that burned to you?
Yeah, yeah.
And do you know where the woman is now?
You know, for a long time she was camping here.
She was camping on her
at
lot
her home.
in a tent?
That she had a tent. I think she's still camping here, but she
It
had a
definitely
tent.
looks like there's a campsite going. I think that's the saddest part about this is if, I don't know how old she is, but if you don't have other options,
Yeah.
you've lost your home.
Yeah.
Like, what are you supposed to do? That's
Yeah.
brutal. How do you feel this whole experience has changed you?
I found myself standing in Lululemon trying to find new clothes because we didn't take enough clothes, right? I enjoy shopping, I love shopping, but that was the worst experience of my life, to a point where I feel like all the clothes I've bought since, I have trauma associated with them.
Thank you, Bindiya. I really
Thank
appreciate
you.
you taking the time. When I think about what Bindiya is going through, it's heartbreaking. She has a house, but everything inside of it is now gone, and she's no longer sure she actually wants to live in this neighborhood. And I don't blame her. I mean, this lot is totally burned down, and this is what it looks like around here. And the neighborhood she bought into isn't the same neighborhood. And she likely lost like $1 million overnight. So what is she supposed to do? She has a mortgage. She's gonna have to pay that mortgage, so she can't sell. She's effectively trapped, and it's not her fault. So I would call this street, Allen, the dividing line for the fire. After you go across this street is where the fire took root in Altadena. Unfortunately, that's the side of the street I live on. This is what they suggest you wear in my neighborhood now. You can see they want you to wear all of this protective gear for the cleanup crews. So you have to wonder, like, what are they worried about us breathing in? So we're gonna go into the house directly across the street from my house, which is right there. And when I say we're gonna go in, we're gonna walk into what's remaining of this house. So one day you have a house, and then 6 months later, all you have is a hole. This is Jerry's hole. And this is Richard and Dale's hole. They've got a hole. And that's Michael's hole. All these people, they don't own homes anymore, they just own holes. We're gonna go meet with Brit and Beverly, who I've actually never met before. They lived on my street for, 40 or 50 years at this point. It's a household of 3 women, grandmother, mother, and daughter. They've been really run around by the cleaning process and insurance, and now they're just trying to get home. Good to see you.
Good to
Nice
see
to
you
meet
too.
you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay,
Do you guys
you
want
wanna-
to show me around the
Oh
property?
yeah, right here.
I'd love to see the house. I've
come?
always walked by it, and I've always wondered who lived here, so it's nice to finally meet the owners. Your parents bought the house in what year?
I believe it was in 71.
And when your mom saw the house, what did she like about it?
Just that as soon as I saw the view, she said that's my house.
Yeah, and the plants and all of this was my mom, because she was the gardener.
What's the timeline for coming back home? Like, have you guys had it cleaned?
So all of our stuff is gone, but there's still our clothes and bags in the.
Are still.
But that's gone though, right? They're not going to try to clean those, are they?
Nah,
They were pushing to try to get those.
But we're just we went with our
But
gut.
we were
We're
like,
going to get rid of.
Obviously, this is a family home. A lot of probably really rich memories have been here for probably some really amazing, so some really bad, like the Eaton Fire. Like, what emotionally does the home mean to your family?
To have something, and you see 4 generations. It is 4, right?
It's for
Of strong Black women, and they're here in this home, and they worked so hard to get it.
Yeah.
And that's going to be passed down to me and my sister, and then it goes to my kids, and this is something that nobody can take it away from you.
Do you guys mind telling us what's been like for the last 6 months?
Finding a place to go. It's just so hard because my mom is disabled.
How old is your mom?
She's 89.
Your mom's 89 years old, and she's went to like 9 or 10
Yes.
hotels?
She can't walk, and she has high blood pressure, so it's been hard on her. Now, we tried to get a house, but there was no ADA houses available. So we tried, and that was a whole big deal. And I said, well, find us a hotel, so that's where we are now. I don't know how long we're going to be there.
Yeah, what's it
now.
like living in a hotel for months? I can't imagine.
You know, we are experts.
I don't know. What is it?
We are experts right now, I would say.
like she's learned how to cook like amazing meals
Out of the
in
microwave.
microwave.
I'm proud of myself on that. The big thing I think would probably be we learn how to wash your clothes out in the sink and hang them up, because all of our clothes that
In the
we
hotel
had-
room?
You
So
could
you're
put-
physically washing your clothes in the sink?
Unless you want to go to a laundromat, or you want to go and spend, or they could wash them for you,
Yeah, but
some of the
it's-
things, but
yeah.
it's very expensive.
That's a lot to ask people who have been locked out of their home for 6 months and been traumatized by this fire.
This is the life that we have, and I always said you have to, you make what, lemonade out of lemons?
Yeah, make,
Yeah, whatever it is, or
I mean, you guys
however-
are positive.
Yeah, we've always been positive people. I want to be proactive,
Yep.
try to keep things positive, and keep our family together, and just count down the days that maybe when we get back into our house.
I need some of this positivity that you have. So there used to be a fence here or a wall of some sort, right?
Yeah.
The fire literally was on, like, right here.
Yeah,
It was so super close to your house. And this was a house here.
yeah.
So they lost their house. Their house is okay. The fire hit this thing?
And the wind. It's just been a long, arduous dealing with insurance. When they come out, they don't want to pay you for the things that we've lost, what it's worth.
A lot of people we've been kind of talking to are like unsure of what they're gonna do, like if they're gonna stay in Altadena or if they're gonna leave. Do you have any plans to like leave the area or leave the street or sell the house?
That's a big no. I don't have any plans of leaving here.
Beverly, thank you so much.
You're
It's
welcome.
been a pleasure
Quite
meeting
welcome.
with you.
You too.
Brit, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Washing your clothes in the sink and in the bathtub? I just don't understand, like, what is insurance for if it's not to help people get back on their feet after a tragedy? Now we're headed to Lake Avenue. It divides the city east to west, and for generations also marked an economic divide. This is as close to a business corridor as Altadena gets. Lined with small shops, family-run restaurants, and neighborhood staples. Most of them were destroyed. So we just left the downtown area of Altadena, and like everything else, it's pretty messed up. We're now in like west central Altadena, and to be honest, this is as bad as I've seen. It's almost impossible to describe how decimated this area is. It's just lot after lot after lot of homes just gone. Everywhere you go, you see these signs, Altadena is not for sale, but it's 100% for sale. One of the really interesting ways people are going to rebuild here in Altadena is by taking historic homes from other neighborhoods and moving them here. We're walking by a house right now that was cut into pieces, put on flatbeds, and then brought here. So this is a great way for Altadena to keep its historic charm without having to try to recreate it, because these homes exist and they're being demolished in other parts of the city, and now they can be brought here to Altadena to have a longer life. It looks like the second story was cut, and then you can see cut lines in thirds, so I assume 6 pieces total. I think it's really interesting what she's decided to do here and take a historic home and move it here. I'm excited to see how it turns out, and I would love to chat with her more about what her plans are for this house. Next, we're gonna meet Shawna Beard-Dawson. She is an advocate for Altadena and runs a really big Facebook group called Beautiful Altadena. The thing about Shawna is that she really speaks her mind, and she's got a lot of things to say about Altadena, and I'm excited to hear about them. Hi, Shawna.
Hi.
Thanks for coming out. Appreciate it. As you know, we're walking across Altadena, and I would love for you to show me what's left of your home.
I was going to say, let's go
Can we
see
do the tour?
the house. This was a verified Jane's cottage. These were the last Jane's cottages that E.L. Janes built before he got run out of town.
Tell me like a little bit about Jane's cottages, and like I don't know much about them. I know they're like a very Altadena thing.
They are. So they were an English Tudor style home.
Okay.
They were built in the 1920s with the intent of being an affordable home for a family,
Okay.
right? They were just really quaint and charming, despite the fact that he himself ended up being the literal snake oil salesman, ended up being a total con man who ultimately got run out of town when he ran out of money. He built some really fine homes. So they're all smaller homes. They were all in the 12 to 1,400 square foot range, 3-bedroom, 1-bath. We all have these beautiful back structures. Ours was this beautiful A-frame 2-story structure that was 700 square feet. They were really special homes. And there are a few left standing in Janes Village.
Okay.
But as we were talking about, it's really sad that in this part of town, outside of Janes Village, not a single one made it.
Not one.
Not one.
Do you intend to like rebuild in the same style, or you're not sure?
So there are elements that I'm absolutely going to recreate. My goal and my hope for this home is that it, from the street, look like it did 100 years ago.
Okay.
Our home had so much history. During the pandemic, a man showed up at my front step. He was a minor league baseball player in Pasadena, he being one of the only Jewish families in this area, and his training partner was Jackie Robinson.
Jackie Robinson was in this house?
Apparently regularly.
That's the thing that people don't understand, that like this community is so weird in the best way.
So the night of the fire, like everyone in this neighborhood, in this part of town, You know, we had no evacuation warning.
Okay.
We had none of that.
Okay.
But we knew it was coming. There was just so much live video, eyewitness accounts, and we are still waiting for answers and accountability. We've had none of that, right? How are we not talking about no fire response? They were in the Palisades, and then they shifted. They were in Pasadena, East Pasadena, Sierra Madre, La Cañada, everywhere but here.
They wrote us off.
We were collateral damage. We were
like, we're going to
allowed
protect
burn.
the other communities,
Yeah,
but this community is lost.
right.
And to be honest with you, like the only real way for it to come back in any sort of semblance with the people that were here
Right.
is people need to get compensated more quickly than the track is currently.
Correct. People don't realize your mortgage lender doesn't care that your house burned down. Number one, you keep paying your mortgage and the interest and everything that comes with it. And when you get your structural dollars, your rebuild dollars, what they call coverage A from your insurance company, you would assume that that money would just come to you so that you could rebuild your house, right? Because that's what it's for and you pay for it. Well, one, if you can get that money and get anywhere near what you're entitled to in your policy because it's nowhere near enough to rebuild a house, even when you do get that money, you got to co-sign it over to your mortgage lender.
Yep.
They are sitting on that money, making interest while you're paying them interest as well and paying your mortgage. And then P.S., how are you going to rebuild your house? Nothing's ever going to be the same. And I understand why many have chosen to leave for 1,000 reasons and zero judgment. I completely understand.
Same.
Good times, Dave.
What a nightmare.
Good times at the fire rodeo. Should we go see the rest
Let's
of
go
the lot?
see the house.
Let's walk.
This
You
was
see
like a
this
little
big divot.
backyard, like another little.
This was another terraced backyard.
Okay.
Citrus trees here by the plum. Some of our neighbors did stay. They fought as long as they could until they were completely overrun.
Yeah.
I will never forget those messages at 2 and 3 in the morning in our WhatsApp chat of one of our neighbors just saying, it's over. That was the message. He said, it's over. And me being me, and I'd been up all night, I was like, what's on fire? And he's like, everything, Shawna. Everything is on fire. And I was like, it could not compute. And so the next morning, I was watching the news and literally watched the fire chief do the Palisades update and then come and do the Altadena update and talk about the fact that they had issued a stand down order for Altadena. And I mentioned that because they're still gaslighting us and saying that didn't happen. It was literally on all the news channels that morning. The county came out and said it. The fire chief came out and said it. We have a stand down order for Altadena because we have no resources. We are on a preservation of life mission only. Which
Yeah, I remember
they did
that.
a real piss poor job of that too. 9,000 plus families lost their homes. 22,000 of 44,000 Altadenans are displaced. That happens, right? Life happens, things happen, human error happens, and there's space for that, and there's even forgiveness for that.
Yeah.
But the lack of acknowledgement,
Accountability.
correction, the fact that Fire Captain Maroney, LA County Fire Chief Fire Captain, is still collecting his $400,000 plus salary, and actually went on, was it like 60 Minutes, or he went on like a national
remember,
news show
yeah.
and actually said, this was an act of God. If you want to be angry at God. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me right now, dude?
Thank you again, Shawna.
Yep.
Honestly, you're so good at articulating what, like, I think so many Altadenans are
What we're
feeling.
feeling. Look at this is our life. And then from there, go walk, Dave.
Bye. Thank you again. I gotta be honest with you, it's pretty depressing. Not what she said, I mean, that was certainly depressing, but we're all suffering, and there's so many people here who are just looking to make as much money as they can. And I get it, it's a business, but it doesn't change the fact that it feels gross. I was thinking about Shawna and the responsibility that she holds as this community leader and voice on beautiful Altadena, and I can't even imagine how difficult it must be for her to sort of shoulder the pain of thousands of people and to know that she's out there working on behalf of us. It's inspirational. For some reason, this area had no evacuation notice whatsoever. 19 people died that night. Probably most of them because they had no idea that they needed to leave right now. I'm sure there was awareness that things were going wrong, but the fact that they were never formally told to leave, that's a problem. About 3 nights before the fire, I was here at this house, my buddy's house, listening to music. He cooked us an incredible meal, and we listened to these incredible records that he'd been collecting for 35 years. The thing about that night was that It was the first time he had like opened his house to us and shared like his passion for records. I mean, this guy had like 10,000 records. And it's really not about the stuff that he lost, but the emotional attachments that we have to our things that is the hardest things to let go of. They were part of his identity. They made him who he was. And when you lose those things, you lose yourself. You lose your sense of self. I'm pretty sure this is like where we sat that night. For him, I know it's been incredibly difficult to figure out where he goes next and how he redefines his life. And I think that's true of a lot of Altadenans. Like, our life was about our homes and this community. The fire went out a long time ago, and now we're basically left with just the ruins of things. And people who we know for years don't even drive up here because they don't want to see it. It's taken me 9 months to sort of reconfigure myself now that I don't live here. I don't know when I'll be back, but it's really been hard. Traumatic, really. We're in West Altadena now, pretty much as far west as we can get, and we're about to visit Mr. Donny. He is my daughter's, or was my daughter's teacher. He's a lifelong Altadenan, huge family here in Altadena. They've been here for 50 plus years. Altadena is their home. They had 6 or 7 homes here, and I believe they were all lost to the fire. Hey, Donny.
Hey, what's up?
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks for coming out.
Kind of devastated around here.
Yeah, this is it, man. This is home.
Tell me about it.
My family has been here since the late 40s, early 50s. My aunt owned this property, but she also owns several properties in the Altadena and Pasadena area. Since there was, 9 brothers and sisters total, we had a lot of properties. We lost my parents' house on Alta Pine. We lost my mom's childhood home on Loma Alta. We lost this one on Poppy Fields, my aunt's house on Punahou, and my cousin's house on Fair Oaks.
The night of the fire, were you here?
Well, I was here. I got out of school around 6 o'clock.
Okay.
And went to my parents' house because the winds were so high.
Right.
Wildfire took the house. I mean, I could feel the heat.
So you saw the house burning?
Oh yeah, and that heat pushed me out. It wasn't the flames. It just got too hot and too crazy. And my parents were out of town.
Did you have to call them and tell them?
I called them, told them that the fire looked like it was getting close, and then called them again and told them, it doesn't look good, and wanted to know what they wanted me to get out. And they just said, get out. They didn't want anything.
Oh, wow.
So I kind of ignored that and grabbed all my dad's, all the paintings that he did that were my favorites and on the way out. So I made 3 trips inside. I wasn't able to get all of his art, but I wanted to make sure that I got something of his because I know that he'll never be able to make that again.
And so you come back over here?
Yeah, I came straight here, thought about taking stuff out of the truck, but you could see fire just coming across the mountain. It looked like lava coming down the mountain.
Yeah, what did the mountains look like at that time?
Looked like a volcano. I watched that fire on the mountain for a solid 3 or 4 hours.
So you're just standing in the front yard?
Yeah, standing in the front yard, watching it with a hose in my hand, making sure everything in the front was.
And with your neighbors?
Same thing, just watching it. This house right across the street, the fire was so bright in the background, it looked like their house had power. The artist in me wanted to just stand there and watch it. Like there's so many colors and you would think it was fake. White fire and blue fire and orange fire, and red fire, because EVs are blowing up and they were like blue and white.
Yeah.
I just didn't think fire would, come in that many different shades. It was mesmerizing.
The people that were still here, did they get an evacuation warning? Did you ever get an evacuation warning?
I got one because I was on the other side. So I got that one.
You got that one?
Yeah, but the other one didn't come until like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
And a lot of these people were asleep already. People turn their phones off at night. So I banged on doors for a little bit, made sure that people were up and out. Around 4 a.m. at the top of the street, a palm tree lit up first, and then that just shot fire all over the neighborhood. There was no way to control the embers. It was inevitable that everything was going to burn, especially after the water stopped.
Yeah, what time did you notice the water stopping?
Around 4.
And it just died.
Yeah, just air was coming out of the hose. There was so much smoke. At one point, I couldn't see the house. Something hit me in the back of the head. I think it was like a shingle. But at that point, I was like, it's a good time to pray. So I got in the middle of the street, just down on my knees.
Wow, man, you're praying in the middle of the street while your house is burning?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know what else to do.
That's an incredible scene. I can't even imagine what that would look like.
I couldn't think of anything else to do because I was powerless. You know, I couldn't put the fire out. I had to sit there and watch it burn. All that guilt and blame and things that you feel, it's just a story you're telling yourself that you don't need to.
Did you feel guilt or blame about what happened?
Oh, totally. I didn't save anything.
You feel guilty about not saving stuff?
Yeah, I didn't save my parents' home. My aunts and uncles did so much to make sure that we had everything. And a lot of their stuff is here. It's the furniture that came from Oklahoma. You know, my family was displaced after, you know, just like most black families in Oklahoma at the time. So the Tulsa riots and those fires pushed us out. And that's why we're here today. So for fire to uproot my family again, it just, since I was the only one here, I feel like it was my duty to try and protect it. And I couldn't. Hey dude, I smell gas, let's get out of here. I can hear it over here too. Yeah, that's my buddy Steven. Good to see you.
Man, how you doing? We should go on and just give them the whole.
So the one between these green gates? Oh, I see.
If you go right,
Yep,
you
yep.
walk into my yard.
Yep. You're rebuilding?
Yeah.
You're gonna rebuild?
Yeah.
But you think you guys are the exceptions?
You know, everybody is older, you know?
I mean, we the youth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're the youngest ones here.
We the youth that
No offense, because I'm probably in the same age range, but you guys aren't that young.
you almost have to rebuild if you want that peace of mind. But without it, I mean, right now, it's just getting through the devastation right now is the hardest part.
Right.
Especially with the pride of, you lost your pride of ownership.
In my mind, and I don't care who hears it, it's like negligence. I feel like we were abandoned. And for me, it's like, you just want the property. You want this land, and you don't care about the people that live in it. Losing the ability to do art has changed my life. I'm not as comfortable as I once was. I'm not the same person. I want to get back to normal and be a normal human being again. Just don't feel it. I don't even have any motivation to get there. You know, I'm really depressed. But that also makes for good art. So as soon as I can find a comfortable space, you know, I'll start doing art again.
Thank you so much again for like being open to talking with us. I know it's like not trying to make you relive your trauma and all this stuff, but I just think it's so important that people understand like what you went through.
Yeah, it hurts every time I talk about it, but you know, I'm not in full tears right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like it's a good thing, like almost like therapy.
Appreciate
Thank you.
Hearing Donny's story was heartbreaking. Generations of his family have lived here in Altadena, owned multiple properties, and now they're faced with this really difficult scenario. Home prices have really gone up, and those insurance policies don't match what the true values of the homes were. So now we have this shortfall. This is an important area for the African American community, and it's imperative that people are able to come back if they choose so. I know there's a lot of talk from our politicians about anybody who wants to come back should be able to come back, but the realities just don't seem to be matching up with what they're saying. For people like Mr. Donny, he is currently living on someone's couch. I know a lot of people are saying they want to rebuild, but it feels like the reality of rebuilding is going to be very difficult.
And the Lexus is still there! Yeah!
When we bought this house, I thought this was our forever home.
I wholeheartedly believe in positivity, so I'm not going to let the fire or anything else take that away from me.
Feels like the longer we stay away, we're getting further and further away from that house being our home.
I think if the water stayed on, I could have saved this place.
People don't realize this is not just a house. This is your identity. It's your stability. It's your safe space. It is all of your memories. It is your tether to the world.
We gonna build a brick house this time.
Yeah, I know, right?
This sign shouldn't exist, but now they're everywhere. People in Altadena are hiring lawyers, not for a payout, but just to get Edison to take responsibility. Yes, they launched their compensation program, but it's narrow. Edison, people died because of this. People lost everything they own. And families like mine, whose homes are full of toxins, are essentially ignored. It doesn't replace all the trees we lost, or address all the people who likely sucked down toxins fighting these fires. Families who lost everything shouldn't be forced to sell their land because of your negligence. Altadena has been your customer for over 100 years. We deserve better. We deserve to be made whole. But first, we need you to take accountability. Do the right thing. Thank you for watching today's video. Please consider subscribing to Homeward, and we'll see you next time.